This is A Kind Slumber, microfiction by Conor Walsh, read by Anne Hightower. This story appears in Walsh's game A Place Forbidden, available on Steam and itch.io. I've been driving for miles and miles and miles. It's night. I'm tired. So tired. Been on the road for what feels like days. Don't like this constant moving. Never have, but it wasn't this bad when I was younger. Could sleep in the car while my parents drove. Now I don't have anybody to drive me. Two of them got too caught up in some of the darker parts of our world. Black Library, by our old house. They went in, never came out. They are why I can't sleep. Your book. What I learned without trying as I opened the dusty thing, sitting disused as I cleaned out what remained of the attic. Didn't even mean to. And yet, here we are. There's been no other cars for hours. This dark stretch of road, my truck, all I've known. As I drive along, a halo of red and blue neon forms in my windshield, bastion in the dark. A tiny diner. I'm not hungry. I'm not thirsty. Just tired. But all the same, I take the exit as it comes up, pulling into the parking lot between a beat-up jalopy and a truck that looks a lot like mine. I hardly feel the cold outside. I hardly feel anything. It's like being trapped in someone else's body, and things don't feel like they fit right on my muscles anymore. The diner is just as cold as the outdoors, and hardly more inviting. The distressed red pleather of a bunch of booths that should have been trashed years ago. Dirty tables, floors buffed into a mockery of cleanliness. Empty, but for a man in a heavy coat in one corner, and a waitress in the other. The man is standing. A waitress is also standing. They look like prize fighters about to square off, or they would if they were looking at each other. Instead, I can't see the man's face, for his collar and hat, and the woman is looking at me.
"See, sir?"
I nod.
"Rough weather out,"
she says, trying to smile as I take my seat. I can tell I look terrible.
"Do you know a place where I can get some shut-eye?"
I ask, almost without realizing it. I can't sleep, but maybe I can still try.
"Not a motel for miles. You can sleep at your table if you want, though. You don't even have to order anything."
Thank you. I set my head down on the table, and my eyes don't shut. That black knowledge slithered its way from those stained pages and into my brain, and now it grips my eyelids, forcing them wide. The diner is sideways. I'm like this for a few minutes. Then there's someone else standing sideways in front of me. That man in that coat. His face is a dark red mass. Sleep deprivation.
"Tired, buddy?"
I nod. The table is cold against my numb face.
"I think we can help each other."
He reaches toward my face, laying a hand upon my cheek. There's a flicker of feeling, of warmth, that cuts through the fog that swallowed up my head for days. As he withdraws his hand, I see a strip of ragged flesh in it, which he brings to his face. When he lifts his hand again, the flesh is gone.
"Thanks, buddy. May I take the rest?"
I nod. The table is cold against my face, and as I finish nodding, he turns my head roughly, grabs at it, pulling away another strip of red. Here's feeling. The tiredness becomes more pronounced. He doesn't ask anymore, just takes. Each time his hand comes down, a little part of me leaves, but at that point, I don't much care. Take it all. I'd like to rest. The table has turned red, like the seats around us. Time passes, feelings gone. Sleep. The man in the coat takes down his collar, and I see my face looking down at me. Tired, reaches down into my pocket, fishes out my keys.
Rest easy, buddy,
He says, and something else that I don't hear. He's gone.